YouTube faithful, this could be the most important video I ever make this year and possibly ever. So grab a snack, a Red Bull, a popcorn, some beef jerky, whatever it is, sit back, relax, because I'm going to spit some fire brimstone and conduct a master class that would make Gordon Ramsay blush. What I need you to do is go ahead, smash the like button so the algorithm blesses me with their presence. It sends it out to the masses and everybody can enjoy the truth that I'm about to spit. Now, some of you may think you know where I'm going with this, but you don't. Okay, I promise you. I'm not just going to come on here and rant about Puka Nacua selling and Justin Jefferson selling and Sam Darnold being poverty and Captain Crush calling the Rams were going to win by at least 6. Nah. I ain't going to do all that because everybody knows that the Rams absolutely destroyed Sam Darnold. The Lions broke his spirit the week before and it transferred over into this week and it cost me a lot of coin, man. A lot of coin. And what am I going to do? I'm going to talk about how it all could have been avoided, okay? That's what I'm going to do. Now, today, I'm going to talk about the NBA players I like, the picks, the process, all of that. It is Taco Tuesday. Let's hope for a taco sweep and yada, yada. I'm going to do all that. But I also got to talk about some other things, guys, because it's not enough to just talk about picks and how to find them. We got to talk about everything else that comes along with it, because this is a difficult hobby, man. And let me tell you, if you don't think that it's hard to come on here and give you guys new plays, picks, process, everything after just getting a beat down from my two main guys that I gave you yesterday in NFL, think again, because it is. I didn't want to come on here and make a video today. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take the day off, go play golf or something. The weather was different, but I was like, nah, forget that. I'm coming on here and I'm going to start spitting games. So let me talk to you for 5 minutes and then we'll get into it. I promise you guys, don't skip through it. Just listen to this because it needs to be said and it's going to make you think about things in a different perspective, possibly. If it doesn't, well then you probably don't have the IQ to be doing this in the first place. So what am I even talking about? Well, the truth is, guys, everybody that bets on sports or plays fantasy sports, they can use these tools, Outlier, DG, whatever, find quote unquote good plays and know what to take and know when to take it. People make their marks by being like, oh, well, it hit in the last 9 of 10. It's hit in the head-to-heads are 4 of 4, 17 of 20, all that stuff, okay? Making it quote unquote a good play. Folks, that isn't enough. I'm here to be the first guy to tell you that isn't enough to win at this. If it was, guys like me wouldn't have a platform. Everyone doing this wouldn't need anyone to help them interpret the data or give them advice because everyone would be rich, the books would be out of business, and everything would just be amazing, wouldn't it? Wrong, because we're gambling, guys. The books don't need to rig the sport. Sure, there's probably some bad actors with the referees and some poverty third and fourth string players that aren't on contracts, but I'm talking about the overall. It ain't rigged. I don't care what you guys say. You need to get your head out of the sand, because if you really think that it's rigged, then you are clueless because you are betting on something that you know you don't have a fair advantage in. Why would you do that? That makes you the sucker. I bet you think blackjack's rigged too, don't you? It ain't. It's a fair game. They just have a built-in house advantage, 2% over you. Just like sports betting, they have the advantage over you not because the players are rigged and taking dives. Sure, it happens here and there, but what I'm talking about, they have the advantage because they're running trillions of simulations on these games with AI and everything else to get the perfect more or less line where it can go either way, 50-50 in most case scenarios, okay? Given the line that they put out. Their whole game is trying to make the scales balanced, and you have to parlay it. So they don't need to call Sabonis and be like, hey man, your line's 41, you're popular tonight, and we need you to get 39. That's not happening, dude. Because if that was happening, what about all the people that have less on it? Did you ever consider them? Did you ever stop to consider those people that are winning their bet? They don't care about that. All they care about is forcing action, giving you tacos, giving you discounts, because it's going to force you you to deposit, and they're running an end game, which means the more money put on their website, eventually they have a 2 to 3% advantage over you. It'll end up in their corporate profit system. That's how it is. That's it. So being a sharp means that you're just trying to mitigate that. You're trying to even out the edge. Just like in blackjack, you can even out the edge by being a card counter. And what do they do when they find you out? They ban you. Same thing with these sports books. They just limit you. It's the same exact concept here, guys. They don't need to rig it. They have a massive advantage over everybody as is. Now, you may be asking yourself, Kat, why are you talking about this? And I'm going to show you why. I'm scrolling through X, and this is what I see. It is 100% people wonder why I've been taking mostly goblins lately, not going to force plays when it's blatantly rigged, plus the bad coaching and blowouts. As sports betting becomes more popular, they're going to make it harder for us, unfortunately. This is such an ignorant trash take, okay? Now, this is the girl who won $1 million on PrizePicks saying it's blatantly rigged. This tells me she has no clue what she's talking about. She got blessed to win $1 million. She should be thanking her lucky stars and the almighty above. But this is a response to this guy saying, I'm convinced that sports betting is rigged because Grady Dick needed just one more RA and he was out until the end of the third. Did you ever stop to consider that maybe Grady Dick doesn't play 35 minutes a game? He never is going to be doing that regardless, okay? It doesn't matter if he hooked his RA or if he played the full game. Even if he played the full game, he's not guaranteed to get his RA. The fact that he even had 4 when he needed 4.5 tells you that he was close to hitting. The line is just surgical. That is his average. That is where he's going to go. And people say, oh, well, he hit 9 out of 10 times. That doesn't mean anything, dude. It doesn't mean anything. If anything, it means he's due regression. Okay, this is absolute poverty, and this person is selling their picks, guys. They're selling picks, which, whatever, I sell picks and a service to help you guys out, but I'm not just focused on selling picks. That is not sustainable and garbage model. That doesn't work. My thing is teaching process and teaching you guys how to interpret the analytics, giving you the research tools, in addition to picks and plays and community building and giving you live stream in a community where you can sweat your lineups and make it more fun as an enhancement. Okay, I have no, I'm sure this is a nice person or whatever else, but I take offense to this because this is my industry. This is my livelihood. This is how I feed myself and my family. And to see something like this is insane to me, dude. Like, no, don't pollute and start infecting people's minds with this, because she has a massive platform out of nowhere because she won that $1 million, and just saying it's blatantly rigged. It's just terrible take. I'm sorry. It's terrible. I don't want to see it. Now, I've won and lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've never in my mind thought that, oh, it's rigged. Players are taking dives. There's a few instances where it feels that way because that's just your human bias and your own confirmation bias looking for a reason of why you lost. Okay, because that's human nature. Now, let me wrap this up and bring this back to my main point. It's not enough just to find good plays that are like hitting, oh, this is hit 9 out of 10 times, or this hasn't hit 8 of 10 times, and everything else like that, guys. It's not enough. Let me give you an example. Donovan Mitchell, under 22.5 points. He's gone under in 12 of 20. In his last 5, he's gone under in 4 of 5. Does that mean it's a good play to take less on Donovan Mitchell tonight? Absolutely not. Okay, it's not a good play to take less on 22.5, people. All right, this is, and look at the head-to-heads. He's gone over only twice, and that was last season. But you can't just be taking plays based on the hit rates and everything else and thinking all of a sudden you know ball or you know game, because that's not enough. You need to know how these teams play, how many minutes they're going to play, the coach's rotations. You need to know game theory, okay? When players are due regression, when players are due to bounce back, when players are literally suffering because of players being in, players being out, when they're just shooting bad, their field goal percentages, all that stuff takes account, and I account for all that stuff in my projection sheets, which is what I post. And I'm actually working on a new projection system that is gonna even be better and blow people's minds, because I haven't been able to find it on Google or anything yet. I don't see it as an existing. I'm gonna make it happen, and it's gonna be great. But it just isn't enough to be able to do this. Now, this is one part of the process, guys. finding the value on DG, okay, being a plus EV better. Now that could get you long-term value at a 2 to 3% rate, okay, over the long term, just beating the closing line value. Absolutely. That is a way to be a profitable sports bettor. And then if you use this to compare with that and help you in your short term, but it's just not enough, guys. If it was, a guy like me wouldn't be able to have a YouTube channel where thousands of people show up to get advice and everything else. What separates someone that knows what they're talking about, and I'm not saying that, oh, I'm the best and winner. I'm not saying that. But there's a difference between knowing what is a good long-term play and just seeing, oh, well, this is it and everyone else likes it, so I guess I should take it because it's 100%, 100%, 70%. The line, you don't think that the sports books have the same data, guys? They do. They're making these lines knowing all that stuff as well, okay? Like, you're not giving them or telling them anything. You're not getting over on them at all, guys. Trust me when I tell you, we're talking about $1 billion industry. You count to $1 billion right now, you wouldn't live long enough to finish, okay? We're talking billions of dollars. So it's not rigged. It's just extremely hard to win because the lines are surgical. And not only that, you have to parlay them, and the books have all the advantages. So what is good is learning how to build lineups, giving you a solid process of what to do day after day so you can mitigate your wins and losses, not chase your losses, having a solid process, which is where someone like me comes in. 90% of people that give YouTube and Instagram plays, they don't have a YouTube long form video because they have no idea how to communicate or talk to people in a way to keep them engaged, make it so they can understand it, and 3, entertain them, okay? I'm fortunate enough to have 3 of those gifts. I'm blessed by the Almighty to where I can do that, and I'm glad because I love doing it. But guys, if you take anything away from this rant, just understand that it's not like if you do believe that it's rigged, please don't play, please, because it's silly when you think about it, okay? And when you look at the popular play tab, like I've said once and I'll say it again, everybody is on these plays because they've been overperforming in the last 5. That is one way or the other. So that tells you when they're priced high, which means you should sell high and buy low. All right, you want to jump off before everyone else does, and you want to jump on before everyone else does, just like a stock market. You don't want to be Joe Schmo that's just on this. Do popular plays hit? Of course. We're gambling, okay? Sometimes it's going to be like that. Like some of these plays I happen to like. It has nothing to do with that. It's just knowing when to zig and when to zag. And it doesn't matter if you lose for an entire month. If your process is sound, in the end, you're going to be okay. You're going to be squeaking out a decent ROI. Now, I'm sorry I had to rant like that, but seeing that tweet just set me off, man. It's like, how in the world can this person say that after just winning $1 million and having that type of a platform? Like, that is such an excuse. Just know the play didn't hit. If you thought it was a good play, stand by it. Don't sit there and be like, oh, it's so rigged because it didn't go my way because I didn't cash. Oh, really? Well, what about all the people that took less on it? Because I would have been one of those persons that took less on Grady Dick yesterday. I was all in on Scotty Barnes. Why would you take Grady Dick in that matchup and not Scotty Barnes? Because you don't know ball. That's why. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about yesterday. Now, I could sit here, like I said, and complain about Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold, but you know what? I should have avoided that altogether. The point total was big and the spread was close, and I bought into the hype. For one single solitary day, Captain Crush was a regular Joe Schmo sports bettor, and he thought, well, the game's going to be good and everything else, when in my gut, I knew the Vikings were frauds from day one. I said in October and November in my Discord, their first round exits at best. They didn't beat anyone that had winning records. They weren't anything special. The Lions totally exposed them. Sam Darnold was overperforming, okay? All of those things were happening. And you know what did happen? TJ Hawkinson got his done because he's actually a great tight end. Justin Jefferson completely ghosted in the second half. You can blame Sam Darnold all you want, but at the end of the day, he needs to be commanding the ball more. He needs to be leading the team. I don't care. We should have never, ever taken those goblins. That's on me, and I'm apologizing to you guys. I shouldn't have been on Justin Jefferson. My own model projected him under, and I told you guys that, but I bought into the narrative that, oh, it's a high total, it's a playoff game, of course they're going to perform. No, I should have went with my gut. I even said Rams by 6. My Discord was asking me who I thought was going to win. I said Rams by 6 because I waited till 5 minutes before the game started started because I didn't want to hurt any of the Vikings fans' feelings that are in my Discord because I like those guys. And I actually was rooting that the Vikings would win so they could get a W because I don't care who wins either way. But I didn't see it. I thought the Rams have a seasoned Super Bowl winning quarterback, a Super Bowl winning coach. They're going to be galvanized because of the LA Fires. I mean, they just had all the momentum and everything was going their way. Plus, they have Puka Nacua, man. Like, I mean, it is what it is. And they had Tyler Higbee back, who's a stud, even though he got injured in the half. You see how big of an impact he makes. Now, let's just recap yesterday, and then I'll move on from this and talk about today. Okay, guys, this was my big quote-unquote nuke yesterday. 200 power play to win 4,800. An NBA yesterday, I swept. Okay, I literally, all the live stream plays but one, gentleman's sweep. And then I had Wemby's points posted on my prop list, which you'll see. But I pivoted to the Davis and Wemby point combo, which cashed. Okay, so Green, Edwards, Poole, Davis, and Wemby. And then these two, the Goblins. The Goblins of the lineup are the ones that sold. $4,800. This was heartbreak, okay? Because those were my two anchors in every lineup that I had. All right, and then you can see here, I made this on my live stream. Chris Paul, Curry, Barnes. Curry and Barnes, I made into a two-man. 1v1 skinny stacks. Forget Grady Dick when you have Scotty Barnes sitting there at 42 fantasy points, okay? You don't need to go to Grady Dick. Curry was obvious. Barnes was obvious. Chris Paul took a shot on him. It worked out. And then Cade Cunningham's PRA, I didn't like his full PRA line at 41. I thought it was a little too high. Went conservative. He ended up cashing his PRA and not his fantasy, which will come back to bite me. But like I always say, if it's a $5 to $20 slip, it hits. As soon as I bet 200, it's 4 of 6. You can bank on it. Now, here was the daily prop list. Edwards, Poole, Wemby, Green, Curry, and Amen Thompson. The NBA that I gave on YouTube yesterday swept. Absolutely. It was just the NFL was the problem. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0 because I pivoted to the Wemby combo, which cashed 6-0. And then I gave Curry, Barnes, and Cunningham on my live stream. So 9-0 for NBA yesterday. A lot of NBA cashed for everybody yesterday. And then this was my other big lineup. Chris Paul, Curry, Barnes, Jalen Green. You could see Cunningham had 3 fouls in the first quarter. That's why he didn't end up getting there. And then I had a feeling Bam was going to sit. So I went ahead and put Jaquez in there, hoping for the best. I should have just took Zubac on the other side. It would have soared, and at least I would have got 2x. If I would have took Cade's PRA or points and then Zubac, or if I just would have took Cade's points and Brunson's points, which I took in another lineup, that would have hit for that, and at least I would have got 37.50. Instead, I got 4 of 6. And then you can see in my other 6-man, 4 of 6. The 2 NFL plays sold. Okay, I also had Darnold's completions, and this was my NFL list yesterday. Darnold completions, Stafford pass TDs, and then Nuka 2.5 rush yards, talked about on YouTube. Stafford less half rush yards, Darnold more 12.5 rushing yards. I said longest rush. I cleared it up on my dub club for the guys. So all those hit. The only plays that sold were the Goblins. Puka's Goblins, Jefferson's Goblins, and then the combo because both of them sold, which is absolutely crazy. The Goblins should be the ones that were hitting with these being that, but I had the right plays. I had the right idea. I just should have went with my gut. These limit exposure, these were the gut plays. These weren't justified by the model or by value. This was just my own ball knowledge gut. And of course, it sweeps. It's just cinema, guys. But anyways, those are my Discord/Dub Club plays. That is what I do. I did have the live stream at 5 Central. We'll have it again today at 5:15 Central. I hope to see you guys there. I'm sorry for the long rant. I know it's like a 12-minute rant, but this video is going to be like 30 minutes, but we're going to get cooking. It is Taco Tuesday. Your taco is Alexander. It'll probably run for another hour, even though it says it expires in 17 minutes. Today is a day where you can do the taco method, which means if you want all your chips to depend on Alexander tonight, whatever his Goblin PRA is, which I think it's probably going to be close, you would take the other taco with that if you think he's going to hit his original taco. But they don't have a Goblin PRA for him, so we can't use it in this instance. But when the other tacos come out, you probably can. Another good strategy that I teach in my Discord, okay? But if you're looking for pairs with him, you can take, even though Russell Westbrook's popular play, it's just a matter of what we're going to take for him, all right? I was able to get him at 26.5 PRA earlier, okay? His RA at 12.5 earlier, his fantasy score at 32.5 earlier, and now his RA isn't on the board, but they do have it on Chalkboard right now. And remember, yesterday with that 2x, Puka sold, but you could have cashed out as soon as Jordan Poole hit, and you would have doubled your money. Okay, that is why you need to get on Chalkboard, and I'll post my Chalkboard play again later on in the video. But Russell Westbrook PRA is good. He's just been trending up. We're getting flashes of old Westbrook, 38, 46, 33, 41. The matchup is good. I don't need to go into any analytics on it. His minutes are trending up. And if you look at what he just did on January 12th, he dropped 38, okay? I mean, again, I told you, this isn't enough to make it a good play. What pushes me over the edge is the fact that his minutes are increasing. 33, 36, 29, 33, 36. If you're going to give me a guy like Russell Westbrook at 35 minutes, I don't care who the matchup is, I'm going to take it because he is capable of dropping 46 PRA on any given person. Okay, he is. So you can ride that train if he's been cashing you until you're forced off. If you haven't been on Russell Westbrook and you're hopping on now, then you're buying high. You need to fade this. Just leave it alone or just take the Gabi, if you will. All right, either one of those is fine. You'd get 2.5x. Now, if you go look at the DG value, you can see his PRA is pretty much 50-50 because, again, it's supposed to be 26.5. His fantasy score at 33.5, we got it at 32. And then I have him projected for 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. So 13 plus 14 is 27, which would land him right on there. And again, that is why I took it at 26.5. So like I said, on Chalkboard, they have his RA at 12.5. You can also take his PRA at 26.5. Or you could take more 2.5 turnovers. All of those are there on Chalkboard, and Chalkboard has all these little boosts. So Zach LaVine at 36.5 PRA, it's boosted, gives you 2 times your money. You pair it with this. This is 3.2x, and it's no max entry. If you wanted to drop 1,000 on here, you could, and it's 20 to win 64 that I placed. And you can, let's say LaVine cashes, and then Westbrook is waiting. It'll give you the option to cash out early at double your money, a little less maybe. It'll probably be $42, so 2.2x, or you can wait and gamble with Westbrook, and it gives you that option to cash out, which is unique to Chalkboard. Use code CRUSH. You get your deposit match, 30 days of my Discord, and a free square included. Make sure you get on this, guys. I've been sending out free trials left and right, people cashing in. This is the optimal app because of that. Some people are going to tell you to take it just to get you to sign up, but I'm telling you literally because it is crucial to have that cash out option on multi-leg parlays, even double ups, okay? Plus, they have a lot of boosts. They have way more than just LaVine and no max entry. So get on it. And like I said, his turnovers is on there too. So that's my take on Westbrook. Nothing too crazy. Now the thing is, since it is Taco Tuesday, PrizePicks is on their game today, man. Like these lines that I put out for the Discord, guys, they are bumping them like crazy. They're absolutely bumping things. So it's gonna be a tough slate. I'm just telling you like it is. There's a lot of studs on here. I was in love with some of these fantasy scores, but like I said, PrizePicks, I had Donnie at 36. Now he's at 37. I had Westbrook at 32. Now he's all the way up to what? 34.5. I mean, that's absolutely an insane bump. 2.5 point fantasy point bump. I had Trey Murphy at 34, but I'm gonna go with him anyways. Okay, Trey Murphy, 35.5 fantasy score. There's no real value here on his other lines, but you can see again, he's just been a freaking wagon. 41, 43, 38, 42, 38. He's averaging over a fantasy point per minute, and I'm taking him even at the bump, I suppose, because the point total in the matchup is just too good to ignore. All right, hear me out for a second. Look at this game total real quick, okay? You can see it's 241 with a 1.5 point spread. So I do not mind taking a game stack. You could do LaVine Vooss, or like Giddy Lonzo or something like that. If Lonzo's gonna play, you could take any one of those two, and then you could run it back with Trey Murphy and DeJounte Murray, or CJ and Murray. Either one of those, just like I told the Cord Faithful, either one of those skinny stacks would be fine, okay? Now you can see PrizePicks bumped him up to 35.5, but I don't understand why his line is at, even at 34, he's gone over 14 of his last 20, 9 of his last 10. This is just too low for what he's capable of. I have him projected for 36 in my model that I use. I think he can hit it. He's probably at a lower one on Underdog. Shows he's 34.85, whatever. I'm not sure what he is right now, but forget the head-to-heads on February 25th. I don't care about that. I care about the spread and the point total. I care about his usage. I care about his minutes. I don't have my fantasy point per minute tool for this week done yet because it's I'm waiting on Negative to do it, or I would show you, but it will be posted in the Discord. Unfortunately, I don't have it ready for the YouTube because this video is earlier than normal, but you can see 38 minutes against Boston, 29 against Washington, but that was probably a blowout, 34 against the Pelicans, 34 against Washington over here, 39 against Miami. I mean, he's just getting big minutes, guys. If he's averaging over a fantasy point per minute, multiply it times 35, he's going to get 35 fantasy points. So with that in mind, I don't mind it. I'm taking a shot on it. I don't care. You could go with Murray and McCollum if you wanted to. That would be the studs of the team, sure, but I'm going there. Same thing, if you don't want to take... If you do not want to take Russell Westbrook today, you could go right over to the Joker at his RA at 23. Absolutely. Joker's RA at 23. He's projected to get, he's 23.5 on other books. You can see his points were 28.5. Now they're 29. I mean, everything moved up on him. I'm just praying for a close game, but to be honest, Dallas has been keeping it close, so I ain't even going to worry about the blowouts. You can see I have Joker getting 13 rebounds and 9 assists, okay, which converts to 22. His line is 23, so it's going to be close, all right? Another guy you're going to want to consider is Sabonis today. His rebounds, his points rebounds, his first half PRA at 20.5 is absolutely crispy. 24 and 30 in the head-to-heads. Last 20, he's hit it in 16 of 20. I mean, I don't see how this doesn't hit tonight. He's just been playing on another level. I know Fox is back in the mix, and if you want to take Fox, you absolutely could. His rebounds for his full game line is absolutely in play. Did you see what he's been doing, y'all? His line is 14.5. Now, conventional wisdom would be to take under. But you can see here, I have him projected for 19 points, 14.6 rebounds, and 6 assists. So 20 RA, 14.6 rebounds. The line's 14.5. Head-to-head, he hasn't gotten it yet, 11 and 13. But in the last 20, he's only gone over 9 of 20. This is way too high of a line. So I'm not taking it at 14.5, even though I have him projected to get 14.5. I am going to take the conservative approach and take his Gabby at 12.5 and pray that another Goblin doesn't sell me. That is my plan, y'all. That is my plan. And see, they let you take Alexander for an extra hour. So if you were to pair these two, you'd get 2.25x. Or you could just take Westbrook and get the full 3x. It's up to you guys. I'm just here to give you both sides of the coin and try to help you out. Now, I think Sabonis' rebounds Goblin is optimal. You saw the projection. The market data for him to go over 14.5 is high. His line is 15.5 on other books, so that's probably telling you it's going to move to 15, which is crazy. But then also, his first half is literally in the mix, okay? Literally in the mix. People hate when people say literally. That's why I like to say it. His fantasy score, his first half points, any of it, I would just go with his PRA. He's been an absolute demon. Ride that train, Papa, until you're forced off. That's my opinion. So you could go right here, either one of these two, and then you could build a lineup that's looking like this if you're following me so far, okay? We got Big Murph. His first half could go in. This could be a two-man piece right here for you. A two-piece McNugget. 10.5 points. PRA, fantasy score for Murphy, or you could take what I personally like, which is his full game fantasy score. They can't bump it enough. I'm riding that train. I already got it in earlier, and I'm riding it. I'm still going with it. Maybe it bumps back down and we get some value later on in the day, but I think this is good right here. Or Sabonis' Goblin, full game. Okay, don't forget about that. Alexander's this right here, the taco, and then Westbrook, his Goblin PRA, or his 27 PRA, or his fantasy score, even though they bumped it by freaking 2.5 points. Those runts, they're bumping him way too high. You could still go with it. He is probably going to get turnovers. You can take 2.5 turnovers for Westbrook on chalkboard, but I think these four right here are okay. Now you could have run backs for each of them. You could take someone from the Bucks. You could take Giannis. You could take Lillard's PRA. For Murphy, you could take Vooch. You could take Levine. And then for Alexander, Yabu Sele, believe it or not, PR was 17 earlier. And I almost took it, but I didn't want to give the cord another Yabu Sele and have him yabba dabba do sell. So I faded him. Now he's at 19. I knew it was value. I stutter step trying to save the cord poverty. And now we're paying the price. Because Yabba Dabba Doo is at 19, which means we would have been getting closing line value like a mug at 17, but it is what it is. And then you can, like I said, folks, it's Levine or it's the Vusi Lucy, okay? Either one of these gents. You could take Levine's fantasy score. He's going to get probably 2 turnovers and a block and a steal maybe. Or you could just take his PRA or his points. Where's his points assist? Don't fail me now, Levine. Is it up here? At 31.5, okay? Levine's just been getting it done. His 3-point combo with DeJounte Murray, it's literally dealer's choice. Just like I said in the Discord, guys. If you take Levine, I took his boosted PRA on Chalkboard at 36.5. Or you could just go right over here to the man, the myth, the legend, Vucevic, who my only problem with Vucevic is he doesn't play as many minutes as Levine, number 1. And number 2, if for whatever reason the other team decides to go small, well, then there goes Vuce out of the mix. But I think Vuce's points are in the mix and his points rebound right there, okay? These are your guys, whatever taco is there, but if you took the taco out, Sabonis first half PRA, Murphy's fantasy, Westbrook's fantasy or his PRA, Vuce's points or his points rebounds, or Levine. I wouldn't play them both unless you're doing a full game stack, which would make you want to play DeJounte Murray or something, and then that. And the last person that I'm going to talk about, my goodness, this video is long. And guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg because I will be having that live stream just like yesterday and every other day at 5:15 Central in the Discord. If some of you were here for the YouTube live stream, you know how it goes. We cook. If you were in that live stream yesterday too, you made money because that is where the 2-mans, that 4-man, all that stuff came about. Gold package, CaptainCrush.net. This is how you get to the dance. It's the gold package. Silver is just a prop list every day to your phone. Gold package is the prop list. My fantasy point per minute tool, the analytical spreadsheets, the player models, my picks, my slips, access to the live stream and the community plays plus the community chat. Get in the freaking mix. I do have a promo code for you since I cost you guys coin with the daily double yesterday. We didn't double up your money. I'm giving you 40% off to get in the mix and get some of that coin back because you will make coin being in the court. It's unavoidable. It's inevitable, like Thanos. The promo code is poverty, all lowercase. You apply it and it's $14.99 for your first month for new members. So if you lost that yesterday, that's me being like, hey, I sold you on the daily double. Get back in the mix. Let's make some money on today's live stream and going forward. Again, yesterday's NBA was all but a sweep. The live stream will be today at 5:15 Central. That's promo code poverty, all lowercase. Now, the last person that I want to talk about in this lengthy, long video is Devin Booker. And we got to figure out what we're doing here. Are we taking KD? Are we taking Tyus Jones? Are we taking D Book? Book's been getting it done, but I'll tell you what, when he's been getting it done, it tells me he's due regression. However, he just sold his assists. He got 8 against the Hornets, but look, he sold against Utah. His line was as high as 7.5, and now it's at 7. I think it has good push equity. My model says no, but I'm going against the grain, and I am going to take it. In fact, let's take a look. Devin Booker, 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. So I have it 6.6. So I have him roughly rounding to 7, which means it's likely he's going to land on 7, but this is like a gut call. I'm not in love with it, but I will go it. But Chalkboard has his points at 25.5. Boosted 2x. You can't beat it with a stick. You got to get in the mix on that, man. You got to. So keep that in mind. Maybe you just take Devin Booker's 3 points attempted. I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. It is Taco Tuesday. I wish you well. I hope you do well. Sorry about the rant in the beginning, but it had to be said. Guys, don't beat poverty. Get in the cord. I'll see you in the live stream. The promo code is poverty. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.